Whoever's upstairs sounds like freaking Sasquatch. Like they're literally stumping. Like literally. Anywho, well, hello YouTube, it's your girl Janae coming at you with another video, and as you can tell by the title, this is going to be another Air Force Talks video. This is crazy because I haven't made an Air Force video in like so freaking long, and it's long overdue. I know. If you guys are interested in seeing what I have to say about education, CDCs, going to school, things like that, then go ahead and just keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, please excuse the bad lighting. I'm in the process of moving, so like some of my things are in my old apartment, some of my things are in my new apartment, so it's just kind of like back and forth. I apologize for that. The next video though, I'll have all of my equipment here, so I'll be more prepared, but I needed to get this video out to you guys because it's been long overdue. To start this out, I'm gonna just go ahead and get into like the CDCs and things like that because I have a video about tech school already. It's a part 1 and a part 2. I'll go ahead and I'll link those down below. I talked about Airman's Week and I talked about tech school. Now, I'll let you guys know, I went through BMT in 2015, which is going on 3 years ago. Literally this month, it will be 3 years since I've been in. So since it is going on 3 years, I feel like some of the processes have changed and they have improved some things and they just do things differently. So I'm letting you know that now that my journey may not have been the same as others and it may not be the same as yours, but I'm just giving you guys my experience so you can have an idea of how things are. So yeah, as far as CDCs go, once you get to your first duty location, you have something called CDCs, which are career development courses. And all they are, honestly, it's just basically tech school in paper form. So the same things that you did in tech school, you'll basically do again, but just on your own. So instead of you having a whole class, everyone doing the same things, instructors instructing you on how to do certain things or how to make certain processes or whatever you have to do, you're just by yourself and you're reading what you did in tech school basically on paper. With that being said, for me personally, I liked it better because it's more self-paced, and if you did pretty well in tech school, you'll do pretty well in your CDCs. But yeah, so it's basically just tech school in paper form, and you just, you know, study your volumes. Some career fields have 1 volume, some career fields have 7 volumes. Me personally, being a public health technician, we have 5 volumes, and over the course of the last year and a half, they did change certain things in our CDCs, so it depends on what year you come in, if they change your CDCs, if the schoolhouses change your CDCs, it just depends. So like I keep saying, things are always changing. Nothing really is ever the exact same, so that's something that you guys should think about. Things are ever changing, but the whole gist of it is pretty much the same. So public health, if you want to come in as a public health technician, we have 5 volumes. Also with CDCs, you have something called a UTM, which is a unit training manager, and that individual is someone that's assigned to your unit pretty much, and they let you know when you need to be done with your volume, when you need to take your test for it, like your quizzes for it, and then at the end, some career fields, like I keep reiterating, have something called the EOC, end of course assessment. It's just a cumulative or a part test that you have to take. For us in public health, it used to be an accumulative test. So I had to take a huge test, pretty much 100 questions on all 5 volumes. Now, for my career field, they split it up in like A and B. So now you have to do a test for 3 volumes and then you do a test for 2 volumes. So they kind of split it up, which honestly I feel like helped a lot of the airmen coming in. I wish I had the opportunity because it was so much information that you had to like really understand, and some things you just couldn't, you know, keep or retrieve from your mind. So yes, that was a good change. That was a really good change. But some career fields don't even have that end of course, especially if their tech school was really long, or you know, they only have 1 volume, you know, things like that. Some people just don't have it. After you take that end of course and you pass, then you are considered just to be in your upgrade training. And upgrade training is, it starts basically when you in process to your unit, when you first get to your first duty station. That's considered upgrade training. You basically just go around, you figure out what you do for your job. It's pretty much kind of like on the job training. you shadow people, people shadow you while you actually apply what you've learned. So it's pretty much like that. You're considered to be in upgrade training for 1 year, and then you receive your 5 skill levels. So when you graduate from tech school, you are a 3 level, and then once you pass your EOC and then that 1 year of upgrade training, you are considered to be a 5 level. And I will leave the names of all the skill levels down below just so you know what they are. And these skill levels are going to be incorporated into your AFSC. Your AFSC is your Air Force Specialty Code, aka your job, aka your MOS, whatever. So after you complete that, then you're good to go. At that point, that's when you are able to start classes. And truly, honestly, I get this question all of the time, like, can I take classes in tech school? Can I take classes when I get to my first duty location? And honestly, like, in all reality, it truly depends on your supervisor. In tech school, no, absolutely not. You cannot take classes in tech school, because when you are in tech school, that is your job, that is your school. There's no way that you'll be able to balance going to school at another university and going to tech school like that. It's not going to happen. So no, you cannot go to school at a university or get a certification outside of what you do in tech school. So I'm sorry if that makes you upset or if that deters you from joining, but you cannot take classes in tech school. However, when you get to your first duty station, after you complete your CDCs, if you are still in upgrade training but you completed your CDCs, your supervisor feels confident that you understand your job, they may allow you to take 1 to 2 classes. Honestly, I recommend you just taking 1 class at a time until you get the hang of it. There are bases that have different universities that come onto the installation or that allow you to go off base to take these courses, or you can take online courses. And personally, I would recommend you going to classes versus taking them online. And the reason why I say that is because if you've never been to school before, like you've never been to college, going to class helps so much than you being online, because it leaves so much room for you to procrastinate if you're online. So that's my recommendation. So to answer that second question, yes, you can take classes when you get to your first duty location. However, it depends on your supervisor when you are able to take those classes. So most of the time, and I'm gonna just speak for what I've experienced, most of the supervisors that I've encountered or the NCOs that I've encountered with troops, they stated that they do not want their troops to take classes until they get their 5 skill levels. So that means that you've been in the Air Force for at least going on like a 1.5-ish, because BMT is 8 weeks. With Airman's Week, and then you have your tech schools. Some tech schools are 30 duty days, some tech schools are 1 year to 2 years, so it just depends. But on average, you're about like a 1.5 years in when you get your 5 skill level, and that means that you're mature enough in the Air Force and you understand what your job is to where you can multitask a little better. And now, the Air Force is huge on education, and that was actually one of the reasons why I chose the Air Force, because of how interested and how eager the Air Force is for you to get your education as an airman. So yes, the Air Force loves it, and there is something called CCAF, which is Community College of the Air Force. It is the Air Force's own community college, and basically every career field has their own degree. And for me, personally, I'm going to talk about myself. I have my CCAF in public health technology. If you go into security forces, you will have your CCAF in, I believe it's criminal justice. If you have your if you are a personnelist, you'll have your CCAF in human resources. So it's things like that that can help you on the outside, or it can help you get to where you want to be as far as a degree goes. So for me personally, I didn't want to be a public health technician. Actually, like, I'm gonna just be 100 with y'all. I didn't know anything about public health, but it's helped me with my bachelor's degree. I have 1 year left. That's 2 semesters. That's 30 credit hours. I have 10 classes to take to graduate with my bachelor's degree, and my CCAF helped me with that. When I came into the Air Force, I only had 45 credits. Now I have over 90. So with that being said, it's just showing you how much the Air Force helps you. And with these courses that you take in tech school, you get college credits for that. When you're in BMT and you do basic training, that's a gym credit. Like, all of that stuff adds up, and it truly helps you out at the end of the day. Also, with that being said, if you get your CCAF early on, which is your associate's degree with the Air Force, you are more marketable in the Air Force. You are considered to be fast speed, because there are people who have been in for 12, 15 years that still don't have their associate's degree, and it just shows how much of an initiative you have if you receive your CCAF. So yeah, with that being said, CCAF is the way to go. Once you accomplish your CCAF, then that's when you can actually get into your bachelor's degree. And the reason why I say that is because accomplishing your community college of the Air Force degree will ultimately help you with your bachelor's. It could completely transfer over, or majority of your credits can transfer over. So it's no point in you not completing your CCAF and trying to complete a bachelor's degree when you can just get this associate's degree and just have it fall over into your bachelor's degree. And that's what majority of the education office counselors will tell you about, and also your supervisor. So don't kill the messenger. I'm just the messenger, and I'm honestly speaking from the heart. I know that it sounds like it's far away, it's very far-fetched, but the credits that you get from tech school, those are going to be accomplished. If you have no college experience, you just have to do your basics: English, math, history, leadership classes. It's like 4 or 5 categories where you have to take classes out of, and it's so easy. It's so easy to get. They're like basic things. Once you get those accomplished, then you can go ahead and start working on your bachelor's degree, and then it'll be easier for you to just transfer those credits from your associate's degree onto your bachelor's degree, so you don't have to worry about taking those basic classes again, Also, with that being said, you don't have to necessarily take classes in class sitting for 8 to 16 weeks. You don't have to do that. Another option you can do is something called CLEP or Dante's. And those are basically finals that you take. So you basically go into a testing room at the education center or wherever these tests are being held at your base. And you'll just go in and you'll just take a test, cold turkey pretty much. They do have study guides online. You just have to look up the specific class, and they do have general study guides, but it's not going to say this is going to be on the test, that's going to be on the test. It's kind of like using common sense or your common knowledge that you already have about the subject. So they have history, they have math, they have biology, they have chemistry, they have math, they have literally almost everything you can think of, and everything that you need for your community college of the Air Force associate's degree, they have there, except for what you do at tech school, which is what you'll gain at tech school. But the additional things, you can always do those. The only catch with that is that the military, the Air Force, will pay for you to take the class one time, and if you fail it, then you have to pay if you want to take that same one a second time. But like I said, they have other options, so you don't necessarily have to take that class again. You can take another one. As long as it's your first time, the Air Force will pay for it. So that's another option. So that's pretty much it, talking about CDCs, CCAF, all of that good stuff. I'll talk a little bit about myself and my degree and what I'm doing, and then I'll talk about the GI Bill and tuition assistance and all that other good stuff as well. So this video is going to be a long one, but I'm going to try and cut it down as much as possible. So as far as myself, I am currently working on my bachelor's degree. Like I said, I'm about 10 courses away from completing my bachelor's degree. And yeah, it's hectic and I'm nervous and I have goals that I want to do. However, I know that the Air Force is helping me, and I'm so grateful for that, and that's the main reason why I wanted to join. From my process in general, it took me almost 2 years to complete my CCAF, and the reason why was because I had to get credits from my old schools and just bring them all together and talk to the education office and all that other good stuff. So it was just really hectic for me to just get all that information while also learning my job, while also you know, transitioning to different sections while also dealing with the divorce that I was going through. So my life was going through a lot the first couple of years that I was in the Air Force. But now that I'm settled and I'm in a groove of things, and I'm about to hit 3 years, which is absolutely crazy, everything seems to be like a well-oiled machine, and I'm really starting to get the hang of it. And what I will tell you guys is after you hit that like 1.5 year mark, 2 year mark, you're gonna really start to get the hang of things, because it's gonna start to become a routine for you, and you'll just understand more of the Air Force as a whole. You'll start to understand your job as a whole, and being the rank that you are, and being a leader. So with that being said, it's just rewarding for you to understand like the processes and things like that. So I feel like once you hit that 1.5 year to 2 year mark, you're really starting to get the hang of things, and you're really mature enough in the Air Force to start moving forward and accomplishing goals that you have. If you're a 6-year enlistee, you have so much more time. Like, you have so much time to actually like get the hang of things and then execute. For my 4-year enlistees like me, I feel like you have less time to actually execute. However, it's doable, and by the time you're halfway through your contract, you'll be there, and you'll be able to leave with the Air Force with something if you work hard enough. So for me, I'm leaving the Air Force with my associate's degree, possibly my bachelor's degree. It just depends on how everything works for me. But either way, like, I'm leaving with something. You can leave with certifications. There's so many things out there. So as far as taking classes while you're active duty, or even in the Guard or Reserve, I don't know much about the Guard or Reserve side, but if you guys want me to, if you're interested in the Guard or Reserve, then you can go ahead and contact me, and I can get more information from a Reserve and Guard recruiter that I have on base, because I have been talking to them as well. So if you guys want more information as far as education, enlisting, all that other good stuff, go ahead and let me know, like, on my social media, like DM me or something like that, email me, and I'll contact you guys back with as much information as I can give to you guys. So that's that. But being active duty, there is a no bullshit actual thing called tuition assistance. And tuition assistance is pretty much just the Air Force paying for your school. That's pretty much all it is. You have a $4,500 cap per academic year. Don't forget that, per academic year. So the Air Force will only pay $4,500 for you to go to school per academic year, which is a lot of money. Okay, it's a lot of money. And their cap is $250 per credit hour. So if you're taking a 3 credit hour course, let's go ahead and do some math here. So if you're taking a 3 credit hour course, they're gonna pay $250 per credit hour, which adds up to $750. If you go to an in-state school, that $750 for that $250 per credit hour will take care of your tuition for that course. Now, what I will tell you, don't be like me. Please don't do what I did, because it put me in a bad situation as far as finances go, and I had to pay out of pocket. I was stubborn, okay, and I didn't want to transfer from the university that I was at before I joined the Air Force. With that being said, that university charges me out-of-state tuition because I'm out of state, even though I went to that school, even though I'm in the military, even though I can move around whenever. They're charging me in-state tuition until I get back to that state. However, I'm no longer going back to Indiana. I'm no longer going back to that state, so I pretty much wasted my money going to school there when I could have transferred. But I didn't know, so it's a learning experience. If you guys are going to be active duty and you have prior college credits and you don't want to leave your school, I recommend letting them know that you want to come back but withdrawing from the school, okay? Withdraw from the school, reapply if you have to as a transfer student, because it's not worth you paying thousands of dollars out of pocket just because you want to stay out of school. I paid thousands of dollars out of pocket, thousands of dollars, because I wanted to stay at this school, and honestly it wasn't worth it. And I should have just transferred to a school here in Texas or transferred to an online university, and I could have got in-state tuition and I wouldn't have to pay anything. That's the benefit of tuition assistance. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket. You're not supposed to pay anything out of pocket overall. If you go to a school that charges in-state tuition, that tuition assistance pays for it. And then you also can qualify for the Pell Grant with financial aid. I won't get into that. If you guys want more of an in-depth video about education, financial aid, how it works, and all that other good stuff, I can talk to you guys about that as well. But for the sake of this video and time, I'm gonna keep it very, very short. But you can get something called a Pell Grant, which is basically money that you get from the school, and financial aid, and they you don't owe it back. You don't have to pay it back. It's not a loan, it's a grant. It's money, it's free money to you. So scholarships and grants are free money to you. And with the income that we have, the taxable income that we have as being service members, we're considered to be low income. So we qualify for a lot of grants and scholarships because of our income. So that's a gee whiz. But yeah, so you can have that money, and then the $750 for a 3 credit hour course from tuition assistance, which is incredible. So that's something that can help you out. And also there are other benefits like the GI Bill. There's the Montgomery GI Bill, and there's the post 9/11. These entities are very, very confusing. And what I will say is both pay for school. Both pay for school. It's basically a perk for enlisting and giving your time to the government, so the government is going to give you money for school. Depending on where you are, depends on which one will be best for you. If you enlist here in Texas, if you're from Texas and you enlist here in Texas, there's something called the Hazelwood Act. And if you are from Texas, you might be aware of that. It is basically a program where the state pays for you to go to school. To any in-state tuition, any in-state school, the tuition is paid, and I believe you get a stipend, but don't quote me on that. I'll leave an article about the Hazelwood Act below. It's a very good program, and a lot of states have programs like that pay for school. If you want to do a 20-year enlistment, or if you want to make a career out of the military, then I recommend just looking at schools that are military affiliated, like Park University, Alamo, that's here in Texas. But certain colleges are military related in their own majority of the bases. So I just recommend once you actually getting in, you see what those universities are talking about. For individuals who only want to do one contract, and you only want to do one contract, I recommend just looking at the schools that you're interested in, know what state you enlisted in to see what benefits that they have. But with the Montgomery GI Bill, I'll leave that information down below, but basically you pay $1,200 into that. You pay $100 for 12 months. I actually did that when I was in BMT because I didn't know if I wanted it or not. And if you opt out of getting the Montgomery GI Bill, you won't pay that $1,200, but you will never qualify for that benefit ever. If you do decide to get the Montgomery GI Bill and then you decide that you don't want it anymore, you can opt to get the post 9/11. And with that being said, you have to use all of the benefits of the post 9/11, which is 36 months of educational benefits. You have to use all of those 36 months before you can get your $1,200 back. And I believe it's not even going to be $1,200. It's going to be like maybe $1,000 or $900 because they have to take taxes out of it. You already know how that goes. So yeah, I hope I didn't miss anything, and I know this video was gonna be really long, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about education, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the benefits that you do have as far as education. And I also wanted to talk to you guys about CDCs because I have gotten a lot of questions about going to school while you're taking your CDCs and while you're in tech school and stuff like that, and it's not possible. It's not possible. I don't want to say that it's not possible. Anything is possible, but it's just not the most, it's not the most logical route to go. So I know people are eager to use their benefits. I know people are eager to start school. However, the Air Force comes first, the mission comes first, and then your wants come after, pretty much. And I know that kind of sounds bad, but if you enlist, if you decide to join the military, it doesn't matter what branch it is, you sign on the dotted line that you volunteer to defend your country, that you will do whatever it takes to fight for your country. And at the end of the day, you have to put your needs in front of your wants, and the need of the Air Force is a little bit more important than getting your degree. So that's kind of how it is. Once you accomplish the mission, then you'll be able to, go on to what you want to do and to pour into yourself. But first things first, you have to pour into the Air Force, because that's what you signed up to do, and it is a commitment. It's something that you have to stick with. I really hope I didn't talk you guys' heads off. I hope this video isn't too long, but it probably is going to be long because I talk a lot. But I just try and be as detailed as possible, just because I want you guys to know that there's someone out here that's trying to give you as much information as possible. If I didn't answer any of your questions, or if you have more questions, feel free to leave them down below. Please, please, please do not forget to thumbs up this video. Once you do that, more people get to see the video, so I get to educate more people. So don't forget to thumbs up this video, and if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe down below. And I am so happy that you guys are still supporting me. I'm happy that I'm still getting subscribers. Like, it's crazy. I feel like I've left you guys in the dirt. Not in the dirt. I feel like I left you guys, you know, out to dry during my little, you know, 4 or 5 week fasting period. But I'm just letting you guys know that I'm here. I am here. You guys can hit me up on social media. I try and post on there at least, so you guys know that I'm alive. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, Snapchat, please follow me there. Facebook, I normally do not accept friend requests for people I don't know, but if you only have a Facebook and you have questions, feel free to write me on there and just say you're from my YouTube channel. If I haven't answered you or accepted your friend request, is because I didn't know who you were, and you know, people are weird these days. Not saying that you're weird, but you know. But yeah, so yes, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really hope to see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.